I promise this is a get ready with me and not the next episode of a horror film. I have a photo shoot for UBC's Lululemon line today, so let's get ready together. I actually used to do makeup artistry way back in the day. And I've been modeling for as long as I can remember. These, by the way, are the Good Molecules Caffeine eye patches. Yes, I got influenced. An influencer has been influenced. Obviously, we have to start off with a good base. What you put on your skin before you put your makeup on, that doesn't make sense. The skincare you use before the makeup you put on your skin is gonna make a big difference. I like to use the hyaluronic acid from The Ordinary. This is just really good for moisturizing the skin. Then I use a vitamin C serum for brightening. This one is the Sephora brand. Then we're gonna go in with a moisturizer. This is the Natural Moisturizing Factors and Beta Glucan from The Ordinary. Then we're gonna go in with their high adherence silicone primer. Typically, I will wear an SPF every day. That's how you stay looking young. When it comes to shoot days, I don't always wear an SPF. When I did makeup artistry years ago, Smashbox also had a really nice primer. It's really expensive, but it was beautiful in photography. Then we're gonna go in with an eye cream. This one is literally just from the Boots pharmacy that I got when we traveled to England. I am such a cheapskate when it comes to eye creams. I don't want to invest that much money, but we do need a hydrated under eye, so. Okay, this step might not seem important, but it is. Go in with a makeup wipe or baby wipe or whatever, and just take all of that product off your brows, because otherwise when we go in with any brow products, it's gonna build up and it's gonna look flaky and like you have dried skin on your face. I start with brows. I don't know why I do it in this order. I just have an order of doing things. This is the Brow Freeze Gel by Anastasia Beverly Hills, my favorite brand ever since I was like 18, continues to be one of my favorite brands, especially for eyebrow products. The one annoying part about this product is that you kind of have to wait for it to dry a little bit and get tacky and then go through again. A nice alternative to this product is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. The difference between the two of them is that this one will really push your eyebrow hair up. So if you have thicker, coarser eyebrow hair, it's a good product for that. But if you have thinner eyebrow hair that stays in shape more easily, then the Clear Brow Gel is a really good product as well. Okay, little trick that I have learned over the years. If you want a better curl for your eyelashes, use a blow dryer, heat up your eyelash curler. I'm gonna do things in what might seem like backwards order, and I'm gonna do my mascara first with the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. I just have really long eyelashes, okay? It's my process. We're going to go back to the eyebrows, and the reason why I do it in this bass-ackwards way is to let the brow gel completely dry before we go in with anything else. Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit. I don't know why I do brow gel and then a brow pencil. It's supposed to be the other way around, but after a lot of trial and error, this is just what works for me. Just be grateful I'm not putting dip brow on my eyebrows anymore. Yes, you can spoolie eyebrows that are already gelled. Nothing bad will happen. No one will die. Next, we're gonna do skin, and then we're gonna come back to the eyes, and I promise there's a reason for that. I'm gonna go in with the MAC Strobe Cream in Peach Light, and before we put foundation on, I'm just gonna add this to the high points of my face. If I had a color corrector at this point, I would be color correcting all these little blemishes that I got going on. I would be going in with like a green cream and just patting that over the red. However, I don't have any color corrector, so we're just gonna skip that. Now I have two really good foundations to choose from when it comes to photo shoots. Brand number one, I love the Cinema Secrets. Brand number two, I love RCMA. I think I like Cinema Secrets more. It just seems to sit better and it looks more like skin, but as you can tell, I'm really running low. I take a spatula and I scoop out a little bit of foundation, and then I put it onto the back of my hand, and I take my finger and I just warm it up on the back of my hand. Warming it up to skin temperature before you apply it is really going to make it blend a lot better. Then I will take a foundation brush like this one, And we're just gonna buff that into the face. You can use a cream foundation as a foundation or a concealer or both. In this circumstance, both, and you're gonna have the exact same color matching, and you don't have to buy two products. On that note of why I like cream foundations, you can also purchase a cream foundation thinner. So this is the RCMA thinner, and what you can do is you just drop a little bit onto the back of your hand, mix it in there with the foundation, and all of a sudden it's more like a tinted moisturizer. Like, it's not as high coverage. You can really manipulate the coverage with something like this. Right away, I'm gonna go in with a translucent powder and just dab it over top of just the blemishes that we used. I'm not gonna powder the whole face yet. The reason why I would do this now is because we're gonna go in with a little bit more cream product, and I want this foundation or this concealer over top of the blemishes to stay where it is, but I want the rest of it to be able to be blended. So I'm just gonna put it over top of the blemishes. We're gonna do the under eyes, and I do have a separate product for this because I feel like the under eyes are very specific. They're more prone to creasing than the rest of the face, so sometimes a different formula than your regular foundation or concealer is good for that. So I'm gonna go in with the NARS Light Reflecting Eye Brightener. This stuff is pricey, but I think it's worth it. And I'm gonna put a little on the back of my hand. I'm actually gonna put it right over top of where I put the previous concealer that I was using / foundation. And I'm just gonna mix it in and warm it up to body temperature. And then I'm gonna go underneath the eye with my ring finger, and I'm just gonna pat it in. You can buy all the makeup brushes you want, but when it comes to certain things, sometimes your fingers are your best option. Same thing as before, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of translucent powder and just set the under eye. Don't touch the rest of your face. The translucent powder that I use is the RCMA translucent powder, and it's really good for preventing any kind of flashback in photography. Also, the Cover FX translucent powder is good for that. So I started off with the Cover FX, and then I just dumped my RCMA translucent powder into this container. For the rest of the face, I'm gonna go in with a cream contour. I am gonna use the RCMA for this because I don't have any other options. Put it on the back of my hand, warm it up, and we're gonna go just underneath the cheekbone here. And I like to do a little under my chin. So this is an angled sort of fluffy contour brush. It's from Morphe. Less is more when it comes to contour. Hey, that rhymes. I have a lot of options for blush. Again, RCMA makes a blush palette. In the interest of keeping everything really blendable, this is a great option because you're using the same products with the same products, which means they're going to blend seamlessly together. However, the color that I'm really loving lately is the Glossier Cloud Paint. The Glossier Cloud Paint in Storm. One tube of this lasts me centuries because it is so pigmented. I literally just do a little tiny dot there, a little dot here, and then I just build it up. But usually that's all I need. I don't even need more than that. When you're blending products on top of other products, we want to do a patting motion because we don't want to disrupt the layers of whatever you have on underneath. That's pretty pigmented, so what I like to do in these scenarios is take that foundation brush that we were using before and just go over and blend it out. It'll have a little bit of the same product that you were already using still on it, and so it'll help just diffuse the color a little bit. Now we get to set the whole face. Less is also more when it comes to it only took me 28 years, but I finally bought my first powder bronzer. So this is the NYX Buttermelt bronzer. This stuff is so pigmented, you need like minuscule amounts. So I will take my brush in, literally just gently pat it, tap off the excess, and then go in right where we were contouring. Yes, this is the same brush. Go in along my cheekbones because I feel like if you have too much bronzer on, it's really noticeable. But if you don't have enough, it's not that big of a deal. The last thing I'm gonna do for this part of the face is a little bit of powder highlighter. And when I mean a little bit, I mean a little bit because we are doing a photo shoot and we don't want excess crazy highlight. This is the NYX Buttermelt highlighter. It's a lower price point because it's a drugstore product. We're going to tightline the waterline with a champagne colored eyeliner. For everyday use, I really like a white eyeliner, but white eyeliner sometimes can be too intense for what we're going for today, so we're gonna go with a nude color. I'm not convinced that that did anything at all, but so be it. Okay, the last thing we're gonna do is a little bit of eyeshadow. So using that same foundation, same concealer, whatever, that we used before on our face, I'm gonna take that on a brush and just go in on my eyelid. There are some really good concealers out there that act as eye primers. One of my favorites for a long time was the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. As you can see, she's really old, but I used the crap out of this product. In fact, the only reason that I'm not using that product today is because I don't have any more of it, and it's about $40 per pot. I think priming the eyelids is a step that a lot of people don't really realize that they need to do, but it makes a big difference. If your eyeshadow is falling or it's not lasting, that's probably why. Now we need an eyeshadow palette. We're going for natural makeup today, which means we're going for natural browns and nudes. I'm gonna use the Born This Way The Natural Nudes palette. Go figure. Going in with a nude shade, this guy, we're gonna set the eye primer / concealer that we just put on our eyelid. And yes, I know it's wild to do this after doing mascara. You do not have to do it in this order. You can totally do your eyeshadow first and then do your mascara. I just have a tendency of getting mascara everywhere, and when you put down nice eyeshadow and then ruin it with mascara, it's not the best time. When it comes to eyeshadows, I like to think of it in sort of 3 shades. We want the darkest shade to go in our crease. We want the second darkest shade to go on top of that to sort of blend it out. And then we want a light / sort of sparkly shade to go on the eyelid. I'm gonna take the darkest shade, which is gonna be Nude, and I'm just gonna sort of pack that into my crease. And I'm really not doing very much for this look today because we just want things to be super natural looking. Okay, now this sun is a problem because I can't see what I'm doing. Now? Okay, that's way better. Taking a different brush, if you have it, a fluffier, wider brush, we're going to go into our middle shade and we're just gonna blend that out. I like to bring this about 1/3 of the way in on my eyelid. So we definitely focus it more on the outer third. I'm gonna take my lightest shade, which is the sort of highlight shade, and I'm just gonna put it right in the inner corner of my eyelid. We're gonna go in with that same darkest shade, and we're just gonna put that along the lash line. Don't forget to set your face. I'm using the face glue by NYX right now. It's pretty good. I like it for workouts. It keeps everything intact. There's a lot of really good setting sprays out there though. Urban Decay, I think, still, in my mind, has the best setting spray. This is my favorite lip gloss of all freaking time. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Gloss in Caramel. They don't sell it anymore. So if anyone knows a good dupe, please let me know, because I have about 3 of these and one day they're gonna run out and I'm gonna be very sad. That's it. That is the face. And now we're ready to shoot.